Yeah, sure. No problem. I'm ready whenever you are. First, hi guys. It's really glad to tell you more about the Opus. Speaking more about myself, my name is Mateusz Mach. I'm the CEO and co-founder of both Opus and Fiverr, because my first business was Fiverr, which is the world's first sign language messenger. And then when I met my co-founders, Gia Bokang and Chen Hao Xu, we decided to solve the problem which is common for majority of the artists in the industry, which is the fact that they have a huge problems with making money on their work, on their opus, and they can't monetize the tracks they are uploading to, let's say, Spotify, or to SoundCloud, to Apple Music or Tidal. And speaking about our competition in the market, currently it's mainly Music Coin and Voice, but both of them don't have products ready on the market. If you check our website, Opus is in demo already, and their white paper doesn't look so good.
Okay, so that's great. Some technical issues. Your dialogue was okay now. Does it okay with my sound now, Vladimir? Yeah, okay. So you started with talking about yourself. As I understand, you're an entrepreneur. It's your second project. Yes. Let's start talking about the product. We will split our discussion in two sections. In first section, we will more discuss. We will be more telling about your product, and on the second part, we will be more talking about an ICO, because I think that the most interesting part is how you are preparing your ICO, etc.
Sure. I would like to add one more thing. Right now we are doing pre-sale, not the main ICO.
Yeah, of course, it's on your side. But I think that you are ready now for ICO stages, and you.
Of course.
Is that okay? Sorry, we have some technical issues because you're in Poland.
Currently, I'm in London.
You're in London. Vladimir, is that okay now? Да? Is that okay now? Okay, so how is the idea of product? How did you find the idea of product? Are you a musician, or maybe you are a producer and work in music industry?
You know what? I'm a beginner producer. I know a lot of people in the industry, especially beginner producers like me, and we came up with the idea of Opus more than a year ago. We
Mm-hmm.
started working on the code and on the preparations for the product more than a year ago, and through that time, we met with a lot of beginner artists. We met with a lot of producers, professional producers, and every site somehow engaged in music production agrees that record labels takes too much of the revenue from the artists, and that's the main problem right now. So we came up with the idea of Opus, which, as I said, helps musicians generate 100, almost 100% of the revenue on their music,
Mm-hmm.
and in the future we imagine it to be uh, alternative for the current streaming services. Opus is fully based on Ethereum and IPFS file protocol, and that is why we can actually operate on smart contracts and devote 98% of the revenue generated on the platform to musicians, and then the second uh, 2% to DAO Foundation, which will be managed by our investors.
Do you already have artists that you signed right now and that are ready to start using your platform?
We don't have any major musicians yet. It wasn't our priority at all. One of the producers with whom we are cooperating is Mark Papai. You can check him out on our video. If you Google him more, you'll for sure find his works on SoundCloud, for example. And we are in talk now with a little bit bigger artists because they found us thanks to the pre-sale we are doing right now.
Uh-huh. Okay, so let's take an example. For example, I have playlists in Apple Music or YouTube that I
Yeah.
was building for like many years. Are you planning to do integration between these services so users won't start from the beginning?
So right now we are focused on the beginner artists.
Mm-hmm.
We are focused on the beginner artists, and we would like to follow the same path SoundCloud did. They focused first on the DJs, less known artists, and then they evolved to encourage uploading music tracks, bigger artists, and we would like to do exactly the same by focusing on people who so far can produce music, who can work with vocalists, with DJs, beat makers, who
Mm-hmm.
can create their own albums and then upload this to our platform.
Yeah. Okay. We understand that you are going to start with young artists, but I mean the integration. Uh, Look, for example, now I have a playlist on YouTube, yes, where there are a lot of young artists, and I want, for example, to start listening it on your platform. What should I do? I should go to your platform and just upload my tracks from YouTube and find them on your platform and pay for them, etc. How this process is going to happen?
We talked about this with our advisors, with respected investors in the music industry, and our proposition for this solution is the fact that Opus in general will be rather a back-end platform.
Mm-hmm.
The whole code we created is open source. Of course, you will be able to listen the tracks uploaded to our platform on the apps, on the platforms we will prepare. But yes, integrations with any other major platforms in the future are possible, but for sure it won't be released immediately with the main product release, which is planned for the end of this year.
Okay, the advantage of your product is really evidence, but I try to understand one more thing. For example,
Yeah.
if I am a young artist and I have uploaded my track to your platform, and I also want to upload my track to YouTube, because YouTube is the main platform now for young artists. Uh, what will happen with my monetization? Don't you think that people will go to YouTube and watch my tracks there? How are you going to decide this problem?
But let's be honest. When you upload as a young artist a track to YouTube, you still have to promote it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
As a young artist, you don't have this base of followers who are watching the tracks you're uploading. So it's up to you whether you promote the YouTube link or our link. And we believe that there is no incentive to promote YouTube link if you can generate simply money using the Opus platform.
Oh, okay, yes, it's pretty logical. Thanks, understand. Let's talk about business. How are you going to make money on Opus platform? Tell more about revenue streams,
Of course.
etc.
So to make this product fully decentralized, we decided not to take provisions from, for example, loading your account. Uh, and one of the only ways to generate revenue uh, by founders will be a tokens trade, which we are planning to do after the main crowd sale and through the development of the product. Uh, the tokens will be tradable 48 hours after the main crowd sale,
Mm-hmm.
and probably it will be available on the Bittrex exchange. But in general, there is no business model um, implemented into the product, which might be perceived by a lot of investors as a standard business model, because it would be against our main assumptions to make music industry fully decentralized.
The main revenue stream for you as a company will be you will make money on capitalization of your tokens on exchanges. Yes.
Exactly. But listeners of a music will have to still load their accounts with our tokens just to be able to listen to music.
And all money that will came from selling of tokens will go to the artist.
98%, and then 2% will be devoted to DAO Foundation. And then on the basis of voting, investors will be able to decide whether this 2% will be devoted on the further development of the platform, maybe on marketing, or maybe on dividends.
Okay. It's pretty clear with your business model. I think it's standard open source and business model, yes, where you're going to decide really important to solve a really important problem. Let's talk about an ICO of your project. I think that the most interesting question for our community is how much money do you already invested in your ICO, and how the pre-ICO process looked like? How much money do you invest already?
You're asking how much money from our own pocket we invested in the product
in the
before doing pre-sale, right?
Yeah, in the marketing on ICO, what's your marketing budget was? Did you hire a marketing firm or you start from your own? But I think the first number that will be interesting for community is how much money did you invest in marketing of your pre-ICO?
Okay, so I'll try to describe this a little bit more, because as I mentioned, we started preparing Opus more than a year ago. Mm-hmm. After just 2-3 months, we found a business angel investor. I also invested my own as resources into Opus. We can't disclose this amount, but it wasn't more than $50,000 into the product development. And this is the whole amount we invested so far before doing the pre-sale. So far, we raised around $200,000. There is still 4 more days to invest, and we are looking for around $19 million in the crowd sale by issuing 900 million tokens, and just to add this, all of the unsold tokens both in the pre-sale and crowd sale will be burned.
So there wasn't any marketing, yeah? You invested all money in product development?
We invested majority of the money in product development. Speaking about marketing, we cooperate with an agency and they're taking care of the marketing for us.
What's the main traffic sources for your pre-ICO? What are the main traffic sources right now? Reddit, maybe Facebook, your community in Telegram. I saw that there are only more than 100, less than 100 people in your Telegram chat. Yes, so it's not the main traffic source.
It's for sure Telegram is not the main source of our traffic. We have almost 500 people on Slack, and engagement there is way bigger in comparison to Telegram. But speaking about main source of traffic, it was for sure Google advertisements. We also did some CoinMarketCap advertisements. The rate of conversion there is quite good and satisfying for us. Speaking about Facebook, yes, but it was less than we expected.
Did you start your advertising all over the world or only for English-speaking countries?
We informed the community about the Opus Foundation 1 week before doing pre-sale, and we tried to reach as broad audience as possible.
Okay, so the main traffic sources one more time for our audience listeners are AdWords and CoinMarketCap advertising. The communities like Reddit, Slack, etc. They wasn't so good. Yes, they weren't so good.
I think that you can't perceive Slack as any kind of source of traffic, because first you have to somehow engage people to participate in the conversation on Slack. So they already need to know about your existence, about the existence of a given product, and then Slack channel before we'll talk about any conversion and traffic.
Okay, and how much money you already collected? I mean, of course you can go to Etherscan, but I want to fix this number for viewers who will see this video after real-time translation.
Of course, it still depends on the current rate of Ethereum, but when I checked it last time, it was around $200,000.
$200,000?
Yeah.
In less than how many days your ICO is already running?
It's not ICO, it's pre-sale.
Yeah,
pre-sale. It runs for 3 days.
Oh, so you invested less than $5,000 in your pre-ICO and product development. Am I right? Less than $50,000. Less than $50,000, and you are now already collected $200,000.
Exactly.
On current Ethereum price. So I think it's pretty interesting result. And what marketing agency are you working with? Is it specialized ICO marketing agency?
It's an agency dedicated fully for ICOs and the blockchain startups based on blockchain technologies. But I don't like to disclose this as I didn't ask them for permission. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
We can clarify it later, maybe in the article.
Yeah, okay. One more question about the marketing, because I think it's the most interesting theme. How did you work with Chinese market? What traffic sources? Is it hard to work with them, etc.? Please disclose.
Chinese market is we are still struggling with Chinese market. Because we hope that investment and engagement from Chinese market will be way bigger, but we didn't reach our goal. The majority of the people interested in the Opus Foundation are from Europe, from Russia, from the States, and Chinese is still blank spot on our map when you check Google Analytics. So we are still trying to figure out how we can approach this market. So far, we started listing on Chinese alternative of listing sites. Both of our founders, co-founders, which is Jia Boukang and Chen Haoxu, are from China. So it's not that hard to somehow relate to this community. They know what they can sell there, and we'll try to approach Chinese markets in the last days of the pre-sale. So we have four more days to do this. It's not a lot, but we are trying our best. And even when you check the transactions rate from today, and people who register to Slack from China or WeChat, it's way bigger than it was before, and I think that it's all thanks to Chinese listing sites.
Now please top 5 countries where the most amount of your pre-ICO sales came from.
It's Russia, it's the United States. Somehow it turned out that it is also Poland, because we've been featured by Business Insider, the Polish edition of Business Insider. So Poland is also quite active in pre-sale. Then we have France and Brazil.
Okay. Is PR is really important for you? Maybe you made interviews in different live interviews, write articles in Business Insider, as you said, etc. Or the main source, or PR is not as important as paid traffic.
So would you like me to compare these two sources?
Yeah.
I fully agree with the fact that it's important as a way to legitimize your project, but I still think that the real conversion happens with the paid traffic, with the traffic precisely targeted, because you don't know who is reading Business Insider, right? Okay, these are people interested and somehow related with business, but cryptocurrency is still very specific niche, and we have to target this as precisely as possible.
Okay. I think one more question about marketing, and we'll go to token model and your final word to investors. How many members of marketing team are working on this project?
4 people dealing with both Google advertisements, listings on different sites, on community engagement on different forums and platforms, and then on strictly purely PR activities.
It's only 4 people?
You're asking me about marketing? Yeah.
Yeah, 4 people in marketing team, they make all the routines like AdWords, Facebook targeting,
exactly.
listing, etc. Oh.
Yeah.
And community management. There are also community managers. And
No. We found separate community managers. We have 6 community managers so far. But we try to approach the whole point of marketing quite reasonable. We just don't like to simply burn the money, because every ICO can do this. We want to spend we don't like to spend relatively much on marketing, just because we take care of the product, and you can be sure that Opus as a platform, as a product, will be developed and released on the market according to the roadmap published on the website.
Could you speak more about the pre-ICO process and the next steps? I already have. Are you speaking with exchanges where your token are going to be sell in the end, etc.? So now we have pre-ICO that will be end in 2 days. Yes.
Yes. Then after pre-sale, we will have the real crowd sale, and after the crowd sale, 48 hours after the crowd sale, the tokens will become tradable. I'm 90% sure that we'll cooperate with Bitrex, because you asked about the exchange, and this will be probably the place to buy or trade Opus tokens.
So the token will start trading on exchanges after crowd sale will be finished or during the crowd sale?
After 48 hours after the crowd sale.
Mm-hmm. And the final date of crowd sale finishing is what date?
It's still to be determined.
Uh-huh. Okay, and the amount of money that you are going to collect is $9 million.
We want to collect $19 million in the crowd sale.
90?
19.
$19 million, okay. And what will happen? What's the structure?
Of course, it depends on the Ethereum valuation.
Mm-hmm. What's the structure of your smart contract? Are you going? It's the only limited amount of tokens, so you are going to make crowd sale until you get the sum that you wanted. What's the structure?
So far, 900 million tokens were released to the public, and all of the unsold tokens will be burned. But some people, especially on our Slack channel, asked us about locking them if we didn't sell enough. And we decided internally together with the team members that locking of the tokens is also possible.
Okay. So I think we have discussed the most interesting question. Maybe you want to speak about something or make your final word for investors.
I just want to point out that Opus is a platform with a demo ready version. We already prepared the demo. We worked on this for a year, and that's it, because this is the thing we always try to stress out as we worked on the demo, which fully works on Ethereum and IPFS right now.
So everybody, I think, are going to invest, because as for me, I am going to buy some tokens because I think it's a really interesting product, and I'm interested to see how you're going to solve such a big problem that Apple tried to solve, as I know, Disney tried to solve, etc.
Thank you so much for your interest, and thank you so much for the conversation.
Yeah, thank you, Mateusz. Bye. Let's stay in touch.
Thank you. Bye, guys.